Hello and good morning to you. This is Dr. Bill Bledsoe bringing you another morning session of prayer. This is on Election Day in the United States, and I feel it is a very sad day in God's eyes because overall in the United States, we don't pray every day. We've turned our backs on God. Overall, in the United States, our elections are totally 100% run by money. And so we are worshiping the money. Our politicians have to worship the money to get reelected and not worship God. So this is a very sad day in God's eyes, watching America turn its back on God, on the issues. I really feel like, this does hurt God. Well, we will begin by my prayer. Dear God, I thank you for this wonderful method of prayer, this method of us praying aloud in the privacy of our own homes, each of us being able to express our heartfelt concerns and walk personally with you, oh God. I thank the generations that have brought this to us, from the house of Abraham, the house of David, from Jesus, his mother Mary, Father Joseph, Mary Magdalene, and Virginia Ellen, who wrote the book, Sacred Heart Yoga, so that anybody in the world can practice this ancient method of prayer any way they want, anytime they want. Amen. The microphone's working. I wanted to test that, be sure everything's good. I'm getting a late start this morning. Been in turmoil over my feelings that are being brought to me over the election day. It is a sad day. Now, we'll begin by saying the Sacred Heart Yoga morning prayer. Beloved God, I devote this practice this day. If you'll repeat after me. Beloved God, I devote this practice this day to the evolution of my soul, to the fulfillment of my destiny, in service to you, O God. And I allow myself to be purified of fear, as I rejoice in your kingdom of heaven, O God, and the love of you. I give thanks for these blessings, these moments I share with my body and my spirit in oneness with you, O God. And so it is, Amen. Om. Now we're going to try to clear our minds of stray thoughts. We do this in Sacred Heart Yoga by taking our right hand up to the 12 o'clock position, moving it over to the 3 o'clock position, the right knee, left knee, 9 o'clock position, then back up to the 12 o'clock position. As we do this rotation, repeat after me this prayer. Dear God, I clear my energy field of anyone or anything standing within. I bless them and I send them into your light, O God. Om. Now we're going to ask God, how may we serve? And the answer comes to me in just one or two words. We take our right hand over our hearts, and most of the time I don't understand what I'm being told here, but I'll use those one or two words over and over in the prayers. And by the time I'm done, I always have a clear understanding of what God's trying to teach me this day. So we take our hands over our hearts, and here, repeat after me. Our prayers begin with, God, how may I serve you this day? Om. Now we're going to stand up and announce what came to us out loud. We stand straight and tall, palms out at our hands at our side, palms forward. And here our prayers begin with, my God, my intention to serve you this day is to Om. Now, we're going to cement this oath to God by saying the word Amen 3 times. That's the way it was done in Aramaic, Jesus' tongue. But here we're going to sing it loud as we want, any tune we want, in the privacy of our own homes. Amen. 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 Now we're going to sit back down on the mats and lay down on our backs. We'll go into resting position, our legs outstretched, our arms at our sides. And we begin by pulling our right knee up to our chest and holding it there with our arms and our hands. And here our prayers begin with, O God, my Father, I love you, and I thank you for all. Now we take our right foot in our left hand, pull it over to our left thigh, let our right knee fall down to the mat. Our right arm goes straight out, extended above our heads down to the mat. And here our prayers begin with, "Oh God, my Father, I love you, and I thank you for..." All. Now we take our right foot in our right hand, pulling it down near our pelvis. Our left arm goes straight up above our heads and down to the mat. And here our prayers begin with, "Oh God, my Father, I love you, and I thank you for..." Om. Now we take our right foot and point it up towards the heavens. Here our prayers begin with, "Oh God, my Father, I love you, and I thank you for..." Om. Now we let our leg fall out to the side, down to the mat, opening our pelvis as wide as we can. Our arms fall straight out, extended from our shoulders down to the mat. Palms up, and here our prayers begin with, "Beloved God, my Father, I love you, and I thank you for..." Om. Now we turn our heads to the right. Our right foot goes across our bodies over to the left side, down to the mat, and we keep our shoulders down flat on the mat. And here our prayers begin with, O God, my Father, I love you, and I thank you for Om. Now we go back to resting position, and this time we pull our left knee up to our chest, holding it there with our arms and our hands. And here our prayers begin with, O God, my true mother, I love you and I thank you for Om. Now we take our left foot in our right hand, pull it over to our right thigh, and we take our left arm straight above our heads down to the mat. And here our prayers begin with, my God, my true mother, I love you and I thank you for Om. Now we take our left foot in our left hand, holding it down near our pelvis. Our right arm goes straight up above our heads down to the mat. And here our prayers begin with, O God, my true mother, I love you and I thank you for Om. Now we take our left foot pointed up towards the heavens. And here our prayers begin with, O God, my true mother, I love you and I thank you for Om. Now we let our left leg fall out to the side, opening our pelvis wide as we can down to the mat. And our left leg falls down to the mat, opening our pelvis wide as we can. Our arms fall straight out to the sides from our shoulders again. Palms up, arms down to the mat, and here our prayers begin with, my God, my mother, I love you, and I thank you for. Om. Now we turn our heads to the left and take that left foot across our bodies over to the right side, down to the mat, keeping our shoulders down flat on the mat. And here our prayers begin with, oh God, my true mother, I love you and I thank you for. Om. Now we go back to resting position and we pull both knees up to our chest this time, holding them there with our arms and our hands. And here our prayers begin with, oh God, my God, I love you and I thank you for. Om. Now we take our right foot in our right hand, left foot in our left hand, pull them down near our pelvis, soles of our feet together. And here our prayers begin with, oh God, my God, I love you and I thank you for. Om. Now we keep our feet down near our pelvis, but we pull them apart. And here our prayers begin with, my God, I love you and I thank you for. Om. Now we take both feet and we point them up towards the heavens. And here our prayers begin with, God, I love you, and I thank you for. Om. Now we let our feet go down to the mat near our pelvis. Our knees are towards the heavens. Our arms fall straight out to the sides from our chests again, down to the mat, but this time our palms are down. And we turn our heads to the left. Our knees go to the right, down to the mat, keeping our shoulders down flat on the mat. And here our prayers begin with, oh God, my God, I love you, and I thank you for. Om. Now we take our heads, turn it to the right, and our knees go to the left side, over down to the mat, keeping our shoulders down flat on the mat. And here our prayers begin with, oh God, my God, I love you, and I thank you for. Om. Now we go back to resting position. And our left hand reaches up towards the heavens and falls over to the right side of our bodies. And we take our right hand halfway between our left shoulder and left elbow and pull it, stretch our backs and shoulder over farther. And here our prayers begin with, God, my God, in your name I choose to. Om. Now we go back to resting position, and we take our right hand and reach up high for the heavens and let it fall over to the left side of our bodies. Take our left hand halfway between our right elbow, right shoulder, and bring it over farther. And here our prayers begin with, oh God, my God, in your name I can. Om. Now we let our arms go back to our sides. And here we pull our feet, both of them up to our pelvis. Let our knees fall out to the sides, forming a tabernacle below our bodies. We form a second tabernacle of our hearts, putting our hands in prayer position over our hearts, extending them up 2/3 of the way up to the heavens. And in this tabernacle of our hearts, we find God's beautiful chalice brimming over with anything we could ever desire or need, being in the service to God. So these are gifts to be used to serve God and bring others to God. And so here our prayers begin with, my God, I drink from your chalice, your gifts of Om. Now we take our hands over our heads, still in prayer position, down to the mat. Our elbows fall out to the sides, and this forms a tabernacle over our entire bodies and minds. And here our prayers begin with, God, I truly thank you for healing my body, my mind. Om. Now we start the anointing series, and it's 4 steps, but we repeat it 3 different times. And we're anointing gifts that God's given us this day or in our lives. So we keep our hands in prayer position throughout all 3 of the series. And we begin by putting our thumbs up to our foreheads, and our prayers begin with, God, I anoint your gifts of. Om. Now we take our thumbs down to our lips, and our prayers begin with, God, I bless, dedicating only in service to you your gifts of. Om. Now we take our hands down over our hearts, and here our prayers begin with, my God, I thank you for Om. Now, the fourth pose in each of the three series is a movement where we point our fingers into our abdomens, extend our arms straight out to above our pelvis at the 3 o'clock position, like the arms of a clock. Move them up to the 12 o'clock position, 9 o'clock position, over our heads, and then back to our foreheads. As we do this motion, our prayers begin with, God, I fill my body, my mind, my soul, and my spirit with your gifts of Om. Now we go to the second out of three of the series. We take our thumbs back to our foreheads, and our prayers begin with, God, I anoint your gifts of Om. Now we let our thumbs come down to our lips, and our prayers begin with, God, I bless and I dedicate only in service to you your gifts of Om. Now we take our hands down over our hearts, and our prayers begin with, God, my God, I truly thank you for your gifts of Om. Now we do the motion, moving our hands down, pointing them towards our abdomens, extending them out to the 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock positions. And our prayers begin with, my God, I fill my body, my mind, my soul, and my spirit with your gifts of Om. Now we start the third and final in the series. Hook our thumbs up to our foreheads, and our prayers begin with, God, I anoint your gifts of Om. Now we take our thumbs down to our lips, and our prayers begin with, God, I bless, dedicating only in service to you, your gifts of Om. Now we take our hands down over our hearts in prayer position. And here our prayers begin with, my God, I truly thank you for your gifts of Om. Now we do the motion, pointing our fingers down into our abdomens, taking them out to the 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock positions. As we do this movement, our prayers begin with, my God, I truly thank you. And I fill my body, my mind, my spirit, and my soul with your gifts of Om. Now we go back to resting position, and we cross our right ankle over our left ankle, our right wrist over our left wrist. And here our prayers begin with, God, I truly thank you for always protecting me, for always keeping me safe. Om. Now we roll over on our sides, push ourselves back up into sitting position, using our arms and our hands. And we take our right foot straight out in front of us. Our left foot goes across our right knee. Our right arm holds our left knee, and our left arm goes behind our backs for support. We twist to the left with our back, our shoulders, and our head. And here our prayers begin with, desire I am, desire I am, desire I am. My God, in your name, I desire to. Om. Now we take our left foot straight out in front of us, and our right leg goes, or left leg straight out in front of us. Our right foot goes across our left knee. We hold our right knee with our left arm, and our right arm goes behind our backs. We twist our backs, our shoulders, and our heads to the right. And here our prayers begin with, will I am, will I am, will I am. My God, in your name, I will. Om. Now we'll get up on our knees, and we put our hands in prayer position over our hearts. Here our prayers begin with, oh God, my God, I truly thank you with all my heart for Om. Now we're going to form a tabernacle by putting the tips of our thumbs together, the tips of our first fingers together, and we'll put this tabernacle down on the mat and put our foreheads into it in child's pose, bending over. And here we just take a little bit of time and feel God's presence, God's motherly love, God's fatherly wisdom filling every cell in our bodies. Om. Now we go back to sitting position. Our right leg goes out to the right side. Our left foot comes up to the inside of our right thigh. And here our prayers begin with, my God, in your name, I am. Om. Now we switch legs. Left leg goes out to the left side. Our right foot comes up to the inside of our left thigh. And here our prayers begin with, my God, in your name, I will be. Om. Now we go back to sitting position. Our hands are on our knees this time, our thumbs touching our middle two fingers. Our backs are straight. We bow forward at our pelvis, and here our prayers begin with, I bow to you, O God, for healing my body, my mind, my soul, and my spirit. Om. Now we sit back up straight and tall once again, and we bow forward at our pelvis a second time. And here our prayers begin with, I bow to you, my God, my Father, my Mother, the One, the Oneness. Om. Now we sit up straight and tall, and we feel where we're grounded down to the mat on the left and right sides of our pelvis. And we feel God's wonderful white light of the mother's love, nurturing, filling our bodies with confidence, filling our bodies with the ability to create new cells. We feel this white light fill every cell in our legs to the tips of our toes. The white light comes up through our abdomens, filling every organ, every cell and every organ in our abdomens with God's love. The white light comes up into our hearts, and our hearts just glow like a bright beacon, a sun, with God's love to the rest of the world. The white light comes up into our heads, our minds, giving us the security of knowing we are dearly loved. The white light goes out the tops of our heads up into the heavens, and it spreads out across the entire skies around the whole earth, and it rains down God's love on every living creature. And then we feel on the right side of our pelvis the blue light of God, the fatherly knowing wisdom, doing. This blue light fills every cell in our legs with the knowledge, fills every cell in our abdomens as it comes up through every organ with knowing, with the truth. The blue light comes up into our hearts and it pumps truth to every cell in our bodies all day and all night, every single day. The blue light comes up through our throats into our minds, and we know with an absolute certainty that God is real, God is loving us, God is with us every day. The white light goes out the tops of our head. The blue light goes out the tops of our heads, up into the heavens, filling the skies in all direction with God's wisdom and truth. And it rains down upon every living creature on this earth. Now we can step up into the light above our heads and stay as long as we want. But before we leave, we should always ask, God, what do I need to know this day?